U.S. Soccer on TNT Sports is presented by Volkswagen. Brazil and the United States facing off in the first of two friendlies today from Sao Paulo, Brazil. A test ahead of next summer's World Cup, which will take place in Brazil, the first time that the women will host after the men last did so in 2014. Both teams huddled up and ready to go. And today on the call, I'm Allie Trost-Martin alongside Allie Riley, the former New Zealand captain, and Shannon Box, the National Soccer Hall of Famer, three-time Olympic gold medalist and World Cup winner with the United States. You can hear the fans getting louder in anticipation for this matchup today. Not often that the United States plays in front of a crowd that is very much pro the other side. And as Emma Hayes said, while the World Cup will not be won or lost today, they will take a massive step towards next summer. There is the whistle, and here we go from Brazil. The 44th meeting all time between the United States and Brazil. The U.S. have won 9 of the last 10, and 11 of the last 12 have been decided by 2 goals or fewer. As for what to expect, well, chaos is going to be on the menu today. At least that is what Emma Hayes told us this week.
I mean, already seeing it, I don't think the ball's touched the ground until now. But yes, it's going to be a lot of chaos in this game, fast pace. That's what Brazil brings. The keys to the game for the United States is going to be very different than against Japan. They're going to be having to take control of this game right away, but in their own way. So offensively, they're going to have to find that diagonal play.
Brazil already looking to quickly get
prowess of those front three.
Trinity Rodman with a heavy touch and dispossessed. As Emma Hayes has called in a pretty full-strength lineup for this one, at least for the players that are healthy. And how about this take back? Sophia Wilson. Wilson has a goal! Wilson puts the United States ahead 1-0. Her first goal since her return to the United States. Since giving birth last year, Wilson has stunned the crowd.
The crowd can't believe it, and neither can Brazil. Just kind of a cheap giveaway, and look at the numbers, able to create an overload, and then Sophia Wilson doesn't even have to beat her defender. She has enough space, she's that clinical. She has scored most of her goals, if not all, with her left foot in the NWSL, and she does it again. Great finish right into the corner.
Sophia Wilson, since making her return to the Portland Thorns in the NWSL this season, already has 5 goals, and now her first for the United States. Dashing central into Wilson. A couple of times now we've seen players unable to bring the ball down. Could be the pitch. There's a bit of a foot race happening on the far side. Dugenia's there over the bar. Whew. A close one for the United States.
Yeah, and then again, this just goes into that 1v1 battles with Tierna Davidson. Bia just going straight down, straight direct, finds it inside. What a great cutback there. It just slips, but Dugenia just happens to be in the middle of the field, in the middle of the pitch, wide open, hits it over the bar.
We're already seeing the creativity, the flex.
And a good look at Caroline. She is the first Brazilian to win a WSL title.
Yeah, big congrats to her in Manchester City. Ball played across, open header, Bia!
And there she is, the young player.
The wonderkin. Wow! Brazil draw level, the rising star making her mark, adding her 4th goal in 2026.
So young, so clearly ready for this big stage.
And it all starts off the throw-in on the far side. Box.
Yeah, US just loses their mark. Emily Fox inside. Great goal, great cross. She just gets up and over, puts it right back from where it came from.
Yeah, just a closed body shape, not aware, and it's a perfect angle for that backside player to come in and put a powerful header back across. We talk about how loud the crowd is. That could also, a rushing, pressing Brazilian player can get close to her.
U.S. have it back now. Deft little touch by Johannes. Quick give and go. Now out wide to Thompson. Melissa Thompson in line. You can hear those boos every time the U.S. find a little bit of momentum. It's a nice break up there by Claire Hutton. One of the players that Emma Hayes has leaned on a lot. Her 10th start in the last 16 matches with the United States. And now here come Brazil. Bia Zanerato dashing forward. Lays it off. Dugenia in the box. Back to Zanerato. Bia! Zanerato makes it two, and Brazil take the lead for the first time at home.
And this is where Brazil is just so good. As soon as they pick up that ball in midfield, they're off and running. And here you see Bia just taking that space, getting it in, getting it right back, stays onside, and just a good finish. But again, that starts from in midfield, picking up that ball, and then just running full speed right at the defenders.
The U.S. can't stay so long in the same area of the pitch. Lost the ball high up the field. Claire Hutton wins it back, but they don't move the ball quickly enough. Lily Johannes gets stripped, and then this is just a bit of chaos. You have three players stepping to the same Brazilian player, leaving someone else open. They have to be able to tell who's going to take which player and not get caught covering the same space.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of what Emma talked to us about beforehand, of what she really wants.
Wilson, now Rodman. Emily Fox was trying to get on it, and she's taken down just outside of the 18. And the yellow card will be shown to Taina Maranhão, who just had to do some last-ditch defending.
Yeah, and great run by Emily Fox on that weak side.
Johannes plays it short, looking to sneak it past the keeper, but instead it'll roll out of bounds for a Brazil goal kick, but not a bad look for the United States.
It's going to be a hard angle when the wall is shifted that far over to get it around them and on target, but you can see with her technique, we know the skill that Lily Johannes has, trying to wrap that ball around, but a tight angle.
That pressure and helping create those opportunities for one another. How have you seen him doing that so far in the second half? As we get back to that in a second, because here come Brazil. Zanerato lets it go, and it'll sail over the bar. But all it takes is just a couple of moments for this Brazil side, who have been relentless in the attack tonight. Just crashing forward with a wave of pressure. And it all starts with...
It was Claire Hutton who was a little bit higher in the 10 position. Change things up so that that player marking becomes harder for Brazil.
And that's what, when you ask that question.
Great step by Hutton. Forcing a save.
That's a good save.
Tipped over the bar. And it'll give the U.S. a corner, but okay, Claire Hutton.
Yeah, here you are winning that first ball. Great job coming in. Heath, winning second ball, and she just decides, you know what, I have space, I'm taking this shot. Great shot, great save by Lily.
Yeah, it dips down, but you feel the momentum shifting a little bit in the last couple of minutes, so can the U.S. men maintain this now?
In an area that we keep talking about, right, is the man marking them, then that's a space.
Johannes. Davidson gets up. Rodman tracking it down outside the 18. Wilson with an outlet. Rodman whips it across. Players are there. Hutton tries to flick it. Keeps. And a ball off the hand. Patterson, top of the area. Still Patterson. Patterson will have it go, and it deflects out for a corner. But chaos inside the 18. The U.S. appealing for a handball.
Just realized I was holding my breath. So much just happened in the box.
I know, but it looked like a handball.
And the US
I saw at least one handball.
Well, we'll see if we can get another look.
Again, ball just bouncing around there. Claire trying to backheel it. Right there with Bia.
So Brazil is appealing for handball first. Then the U.S. is appealing for handball.
Right here.
So you see,
Yeah.
She's very close to her teammate, so I'll be interested how the ref calls this one.
well, if there was a potential handball, a United States player, we didn't get a good look at that, but 8th straight U.S. women's national team camp. Coming in with 7 caps. This is her 8th in 2026. While Jaden Shaw has been in great form for Gotham FC, 3 goals in her last 4 NWSL starts. In the box for Cooper, who just couldn't get the right texture on the shot.
Great run, great timing.
Brazil, of course, bringing that relentless pressure. Fox with the strong recovery, as Brazil have not let off the gas on either side of the ball, but Cooper so close.
Again, good ball in, and Jaden Shaw lets it go. Cooper's making that run and just a slight bit off on getting that before.
Seeing this time, if the U.S. does start to go more direct, Emma Sears, Kelly O'Hara and I agree that this is a fullback's nightmare at the end of the game. To have Emma Sears running at you.
How about this? Gio tries to chip Mandy McGlynn. McGlynn gets a pull on it and brings it down.
And every attack, Brazil makes the U.S. defend, makes them work for it. Whereas on the other end, it feels like it's more unforced errors with a missed pass, a heavy touch.
Gio with the overhead kick and then launched into the attack by McGlynn. Sednor bringing the pressure on Marisa, who I don't know if she realized where the end line was or not, but either way, the U.S. will have a corner. I gotta give Mandy McGlynn her flowers for this moment. Sure, the execution could have been better by Gio, but that's a tough moment. Speaking of tough, Rose Lavelle.
Gio did a good job of making sure she stayed onside.
So another set piece opportunity for the United States. Rose Lavelle has been the taker since subbing into the game. Jaden Shaw was there, just couldn't get over it. But one of the better chances we've seen for the United States in a second half that's had so many almosts.
She finds herself.
We're holding on to the ball a little bit too long. Maybe that's because we don't have anybody that's underneath us right away, and we're holding it, waiting for players to come. I just feel like the U.S. right now is you're holding on to it way too much, or you're mispassing, or a lot of those things. And so you see this game, and again, I always said it, it's the possession style, and you're not going to have a lot of minutes on it, but it's doing the right things when you do have it at your feet.
Well, the United States players look to be appealing for more time, but it finishes 2-1 in favor of the home side. Brazil putting on a show in front of their fans. U.S. Soccer on TNT Sports is presented by Volkswagen. A big win as Marta is thrilled, congratulating her teammates. And next up, a test on Tuesday.